Hi, today we will be looking at integrating Klaviyo um, subscription into your WordPress website using the Contact Form 7 plugin. Klaviyo is a really powerful marketing platform, and even more now that they're adding the CRM, which means that you'll be able to offer service and support your customers directly on the platform. And that's why we're revisiting this. I'm going to walk you through a tutorial on how to get this set up and working. We're going to start from scratch and go through the entire process so that you can see. We're also going to look at both the free version of the plugin, which you can find in the WordPress repository, and which is suitable for most people or a lot of people. And then we're going to look at the pro version of the plugin that allows you to send custom data in the Klaviyo, or data added to custom fields that were not predefined by Klaviyo. All right, let's go. So I have a demo store here. We're going to go ahead and create the contact form. It's a default contact form. Oh, I was editing this before. I added a age and phone number. And this will be our basic form that we start out with. I need to create a page now, a contact page, and add that form to the contact page. Let's just call it contact. Sorry. Contact form 7. We'll select our contact form, hit publish. Let's see how that renders on the front end. Okay, and there's our basic contact form. Of course, you can style these things however you want. Now we're going to install our integration plugin, the Contact Form 7 extension for Klaviyo. That plugin, we can choose to install a zip file, or we can search for it and install it directly from the plugin dashboard. Let's go ahead and install it from here. And here it is. You must have the Contact Form 7 plugin installed. Activate. Okay, never miss an update. Let's allow. Okay, and that's it. Now, to begin the integration process with our contact form, we'll need to go back to our form here, click on edit, and there's a new tab, as you can see, that says Klaviyo integration. If we click on it, right now there is nothing. So we need to connect this form to Klaviyo. We do that by adding the Klaviyo private key. Let's go fetch that. I was already logged into Klaviyo, but if you want to know where to find it, you'll go to settings right here. And then once you're in settings, you just go to API keys. We're going to create a new private key now. You can choose to make this a custom key. A lot of these access you don't really need. You need profiles, metrics, and a few others. Of course, you can play around with it, but I want to get through this quick. So we're just going to say full access key. We're going to call this YouTube test. Create. And here we have our private key. Now that you have the private key, we'll go back to the contact form. We'll paste it here. We'll connect and fetch Klaviyo list. What this will do is this will fetch all of the lists that you have in Klaviyo. And as you can see, it's done. These are all our lists that we have there. And if you added a new list that's not present here, then you can just refresh Klaviyo list and it will do the process over again. This checkbox allows you to enable or disable integration without removing the API key. Okay, first thing that we're going to do is set up a basic subscription just using email. We're gonna get a temporary email for testing. Okay, we've got our temporary email. Oh, I think I'm doing this wrong. So you need to map the fields that you need in terms of the data that you're sending to Klaviyo. So in this case, we're looking to add the email address, and we select the field on our form, your email, and we select the field in Klaviyo that we're sending that data to. We can add more fields. In this case, we're going to add name, the user's name, and we're going to send that to the first name field inside Klaviyo. We'll go ahead and save this. And this is it for a basic setup. And so you could use this as sort of a subscription form and send users directly, send users information directly to the Klaviyo. And this is just the normal version of the plugin. So we'll just do a quick refresh on our page here. We will add some data, hit submit. Okay, and just like this, the data should go to Klaviyo. However, a very important thing to note here is that if you have double opt-in enabled in Klaviyo, then the data will not yet be in the list. The user will need to first click that double opt-in link that they receive in their email. Let's check for it. And here we have it. It says confirm your subscription. We click on it. It says I want to subscribe. But before we click on this, we'll just check Klaviyo to show you that the data has not showed up yet. Hold on, let's go to profiles. Wait, it's there. Hold on, list. And we sent the data to refresh list. Okay, yeah, it's correct. It set the data to refresh list, which is here. And as you can see, our user is not yet added to this list. So the user needs to click this link in their email. And once it says they've been subscribed, then they will appear in our Klaviyo list. Let's reload. And there you have it, Robbie. And it's really that simple. Now, let's say you're looking for something a bit more complex. Wait, before we get that, let's test out GDPR. This is important for data privacy. So you're able to add your own text here if you enable GDPR, able to add your own text. And if the user fills out the form and does not check the privacy box, then they're not subscribed to Klaviyo. But if they agree to the GDPR box, then they're subscribed. Okay, let's test this out. Save. Let's go to our contact page, and you'll see that a new field appears at the bottom. Here it says, I agree to receive updates and about products and services via email. That's the text that's right here. You can customize this. And remember, as I said, if the user does not tick the box on the front end when they submit the form, their data will not be sent to Klaviyo because they're not consenting to that. But if they do go ahead and tick the box, then they'll receive their double opt-in email if you have double opt-in enabled on that form. Okay, now let's say you want to do something more complex where you want to add some custom fields into Klaviyo. For example, in this case, we have fields like age, education level. Those aren't fields that are anywhere in Klaviyo by default. So those are considered to be custom fields. And that means we're going to need the pro version of this plugin to get that done. We're also going to look into SMS subscription in a little bit. Okay, let's go install the pro plugin. Add new plugin. I believe I had this somewhere. Here it is. Pro. The pro version, you'll need to purchased separately from the website or from within the Klaviyo plugin using the upgrade option here. Okay, we go ahead and install. We will need a license key. Let me just go ahead and get that. Okay, now it asks us for a license key, and we'll enter a license key here, activate license. And just like that, we now have the pro version of this plugin. If we go back to our contact form, we will notice that the features are now enabled. It no longer asks you to enter or upgrade to pro. Now we can tick this box that says enable custom field, and we can select the custom fields that we want to add. In this case, we're going to add age, and we're going to call this customer underscore age, right? So we're going to add a single custom field, and we're going to go ahead and save this. And we're going to test to see if our custom field appeared. Okay, here we have another temporary email. We'll fill out our data and we'll test to see if the age makes it to Klaviyo. We hit submit. This email should now receive a subscription request here. I want to subscribe. And inside Klaviyo, we can check to see if it exists and if it got any custom data. So we have Kim and custom properties. It says customer age 56. This data in Klaviyo can be used for many different reasons. It can be used for targeting, segmenting, among other things. And so it might be necessary for you to add data to Klaviyo that Klaviyo does not support based on their predefined fields. And that's how you add custom data. Now we're going to test out SMS subscription. This one is a little bit delicate because the number has to be entered in a specific format, specifically E.164 or international format. That's the number that begins with a plus. So if the country code is 1, it would be like a +1. So let's go ahead and set that up. So we're mapping our phone field to refresh list. Let's put it under SMS subscribers. So this list, as you'll notice, is different from the one at the top. You can subscribe the phone number to a different list than the default one that you set. Now, to ensure that our number is always entered in the correct format, we can go ahead and enable international telephone formatting. And just so you know, this is what the field looks like now. It does not dictate a specific format for you to enter the number. But when we save this and go back, let's say we hit refresh on this, you realize that there's now a plus here. And once you begin to type the numbers out, you realize that you have to enter the number in a specific format. Okay, let's go ahead and subscribe this user to SMS. Phone number, see, you can't remove the plus, so it's 1. Let's enter a phone number. And as you can see, it formatted the number correctly. Klaviyo must get the number in this format or it will not work. Again, we test, we agree, and we hit submit. And that's it. This user should now receive a subscription email, very similar to the ones before. We hit subscribe. Let's check the profile. This is Terry. You can see Terry right here. And we can look at Terry's information, high school. So this is the custom information, and then this is Terry's email and name. List and segment, we want to make sure that Terry was subscribed to SMS, so we can check that out here. Okay, I was confused for a minute there as to why the number wasn't subscribed, but it says phone number is valid but not in a supported region for this account. So I didn't set up all my SMS stuff in Klaviyo, so that's why number didn't go through. But if you did, then SMS subscription will work just fine for that type of number. I believe, I'm not sure what country supported my account. I'll need to check. But once you've done all the configurations correctly, then everything should work. And if you're wondering what this is that I'm looking at, it's the logs. I enabled logging on the form here, which allows me to check for errors if something should go wrong. And so right here, this just tells us that the number is valid, but just not in the supported region for the account. In your case, when you're doing it, I figure that you probably set up SMS stuff in Klaviyo prior to doing this. So it should work fine. And that's pretty much it for the configuration. One final thing, the subscription source or custom source, that date goes here. Hold on, let me show you. Profiles. Where it says source here, source says -9. If you enter the source here, then that is where it would show up, or a custom source. And you can use this again for segmenting, marketing, and all that other stuff. Another great feature is that you can use contact form 7 as an unsubscription form. Yep. So if a customer previously or a user previously subscribed, they could come back to that form, enter their email, and this will unsubscribe them from your lists. This is a pretty nice add-on feature. And that should be it. Very easy to set up, very easy to use, and it just works.